Hello lovely people of the internet, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you're new here, and I'm so excited that you've joined me today. Today, we are going to be doing another cozy weekly reading vlog. I'm going to be taking you along with me through this week of reading, and we'll see what we can get done. So I actually just got over being sick. So this is Monday when I'm filming this, and all night Saturday night and Sunday, I had a really bad, we'll just say upset stomach. We Southerners like to call it the stomach bug. Just know it's not pleasant. So I'm finally getting over that. I'm drinking lots of Pedialyte and recovering from that. But I'm finally feeling like myself again, and I cannot wait to show you all the things that I'm reading. So last night, when I started to feel a little bit better, I picked up The Fury by Alex Michaelides. Guys, I am so excited for this book. If you don't know, Alex Michaelides wrote The Silent Patient, which was like the thriller that I feel like started everybody's love for books and thrillers, or at least it did for me. The Silent Patient had me by the throat. This is his newest release, and I think it's giving off like And Then There Were None vibes. All I know so far is that it's about these different people that end up on an island together and they start dying. This sounds like Knives Out and Glass Onion, and I'm completely here for it. So I'm about 20 pages into this one. I'm not very far into it, but already off the bat, I am in love with this man's writing. Chef's kiss. And then at some point I would really like to pick up the next book in the Natural series, Killer Instinct. I just finished The Naturals, which is the first book. I loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. I know that this entire series is probably going to be a 5 stars for me. It's a YA story that's following a girl who has this ability to be able to read people and understand why they do what they do. And the FBI gets a hold of that and they want her to work for them. So she is asked to join this program of teens that are capable of cracking these cold cases and even active cases. And the first one went there, got the postcard, and come back. And I'm so excited to see what happens in the next one. So yes, these are the 2 books that I'm hoping to get done in this vlog, and I hope that you're able to stick around with me. This week is going to be a little bit weird because it's Monday now, like I said, and I'm taking the day off tomorrow. My dad is actually having surgery, and it's a pretty minor surgery, so I'm not really worried about it, but I did want to just take the day off and be with him and my mom and just help them out whenever they needed me. So I do have a personal day off tomorrow. I'm probably gonna read while I'm waiting for his surgery and everything like that. But as far as the rest of the week, I think it's gonna be pretty normal. I don't know. Who knows around here? Okay, that's all I have for you right now. Let's get into this reading vlog. Hello, I have a lot to say. First of all, it's Tuesday now, and yes, my dad's surgery went great. Thank you for those of you who are wondering. I helped out with him today and made sure everything was okay and got him settled and all that jazz. So I did read a little bit while I was in the waiting room with my mom, and then came home and scrubbed this house from top to bottom because, like I said before, I have been sick, and so I don't want my husband to get sick, so obviously I disinfected everything. And then I sat down to read. Okay, I'm sorry I got cut off. I'm sorry if it looks a little different, but I did take the dust jacket off, and this is like every single Knives Out movie that I've ever watched. This is like every Agatha Christie book that I've ever heard about or read about, especially And Then There Were None. I feel like And Then There Were None, I feel like that's the main trope in here because I feel like people are just going to start dying off. First and foremost, we are like in a forced proximity. There's a group of people that are vacationing on this island, and they all have equal motives to kill each other off. Like, they pretend they like each other, but they really don't. And we just got to the first murder. And honestly, nothing in me that wants to try and figure out who it was. I truly just want him to take me on this wild ride. And I hope that he does not disappoint me. Because truly, I really do think that this could potentially be one of my favorites of the year. One of my favorite movies is Glass Onion, and this is reminding me so much of that movie. I am loving it. Something else I really like about Alex Michaelides is that he intertwines a little bit of himself in his books. I do think he's Greek, and that's actually where they're at. They're vacationing in Greece, and I think that's a cool aspect, and I do think that he has some sort of theater background, which he also put in The Maidens as well as this book, and I really like that. I really like how he's putting his personality and things that he likes and things about himself in his books. So I appreciate that about him. So that was my reading update. Let's talk about something else really quick, because last night my husband and I sat down and we watched the Barbie movie, and halfway through that movie I looked at my husband and I said, this movie was not made for you. This movie was made for me. This movie was made for me, for the girls that are my age and like the same things that I do and feel the same way that I do. And I mean, this movie wasn't even made for my mom, I feel like, or my grandmother or anybody like that. I feel like, yes, this movie was made for women, but specifically my generation. I loved it. I adored it. I loved it. I loved it so incredibly much. I've heard really mixed things about it because I've heard that people just like hate it. And honestly, was it cringe at some points? Yes. But it was so much more than surface level. Like, you really had to understand it to like it. That's all I'll say. If you've watched the Barbie movie, let me know how you liked it down below. I'm really, really curious. Okay, dear friends, that's the update. I will try and talk to you tomorrow. I finished. Let's talk about it. So I quite literally just finished it. So if I seem a little bit all over the place when I'm trying to talk about this book, that's why, because I'm still trying to wrap my mind around
what the heck I just read.
Alex Michaelides likes to play with your mind. And I will say for the third time that this book reminded me of Glass Onion. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I still hold true to that. This, I will say, was very theater play heavy. So if you have a theater background, or if you have an acting background, or anything like that, I feel like you would absolutely adore that aspect of it because it was very heavily throughout the book. But basically, it was following these group of characters who were all connected in some way, shape, or form. And it was narrated by this guy named Elliot. And Elliot was telling you the story, but he was also directly speaking to the reader, which I know a lot of people do not like when books do that. I personally have never read that before, how the narrator is like talking to you directly, and I loved that. I loved that part of it. I thought that was so much fun. That's what made it seem like a movie to me. This entire book, Alex Michaelides makes you think, okay, it's this, okay, it was this one, okay, this is gonna happen, and it was constantly changing. It was constantly going from one direction to another. Nothing was as it was seeming. It was just complete and utter chaos, and I loved it. I haven't really set my rating yet, but I did drop it down half a star. It's not gonna be a 5-star which I'm really sad about because I really did think that it was going to be a 5-star, but it's so close. It's so close. I would say I'm going to stick my rating at about 4.5 just because I think I was looking for something that it didn't do, but it did something else instead, and I really liked what it did instead. But I don't know, I was just kind of looking for something else and something more, but I really did like what he ended up doing with the story. Again, 4.5 is a really, really high rating, and I was so anticipating this one, and I'm so glad that he did not let me down. I will say that there was something really small that I hoped that he would have done in this book, and he did. I loved it. And then yet another success by Alex Michaelides. Okay, so tomorrow I will probably start Killer Instinct, which is the second book in the Naturals series. I had a pretty easy day today. We had a 2-hour delay, which was really nice. So I ended up reading some of this before I went into work and then ended up finishing it tonight. But unfortunately, we have to go bright and early tomorrow. I will update you when I pick up that book. I filmed this whole entire clip and just to watch it back to realize that my fridge is having some kind of a panic attack because it's screaming the entire time in that clip. So here we are again. Look at my sweatshirt. Ah! I did not talk to you yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday. Obviously I had to go to work and then I came home and made some dinner. And then when I sat down on the couch, me and my husband started talking and then everybody was talking about the weather for today. And about how it was supposed to be extremely bad, like high winds, really bad storms. And I had no idea until a lot of the school districts around us started closing. And when I tell you guys, I was next to my phone all night until 9 o'clock. And then I realized at 9 o'clock that my district was one of the only ones that was still open. So I was getting a little nervous. I was like, It was not until 9:30 that my district closed. So we do have the day off today, which I am thankful for because I think it is about to start raining really bad here in about 20 or so minutes. So I'm hoping that it's not near as bad as what people are saying. But all I do know is that today I am not leaving this house, okay? I'm not getting out in that mess right there, and I am not a busy woman today. I don't have anything on my plate today, and that's by choice. So I'm going to sit and read, and I never have days like that. I never have days where I can just sit down and read uninterrupted with nothing to do, nothing on my plate. I'm so excited. So let me talk about the book that I picked up last night. So I really wanted to read on my Kindle because I was in bed, and so I picked up Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I told you that I was going to pick up Killer Instinct, and I do want to pick that up in this vlog, but I really want to finish Never Lie first because this book already, guys, I know that there are some mixed things about Frida McFadden, and I don't know enough to have an opinion, so I'm not going to give any kind of opinion. All I know is that this author wrote a book and I'm reading it. This book follows one of my favorite tropes in the mystery thriller genre. And that is when this newlywed couple goes and buys a house and they go in, it's really everything that they ever wanted, and then they start suspecting that somebody is in the house with them. I love to be creeped out like that, and that book has hit it out of the park so far. So I'm really excited to finish that one. I feel like it's one of those bingeable books that you can sit down and read in one sitting. So yes, it's going on 11 o'clock right now, and I think I am going to make myself some leftovers for lunch, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to read. I'm going to try and finish this book today. I don't even have to cook dinner tonight. My in-laws are taking me out for my birthday because they never got to. I am going to do whatever I want to do, and that is to sit and read. So here we go. I will see you when I see you. Hello. It's a little while later now, and I've officially made it to page 235 of Never Lie by Frida McFadden. And I have some thoughts. The main one is that I'm eating this book up. I'm loving I'm loving it. I will say that I do think that I figured something out, and I do think I figured out a while ago, but I'm hoping that that is not the only twist. I'm hoping that that is just a minor twist and that it's something that's easy to figure out, and then there's something on top of it. If that is the main thing, I'm going to be a little bit upset because that to me is quite obvious. I swear you do not understand all of the small little sounds in your house until you try to put on a camera. If you can hear my fridge in the background, it's having some kind of attack. I don't know what's going on. Just ignore that. Please ignore that. Anyway, so I'm really liking this book. I'm really, really liking it. Again, I'm hoping that I didn't figure out the whole thing. But anyway, I came on here because I wanted to show you a package that I got because I think it's water related, and if you are not like part of the water TikTok, the water talk, honey, what are you doing? So all these people get on Instagram and TikTok and they flavor their waters, and I've been heavily influenced, and I have been flavoring my water for quite some time. So I have my flavors. I don't have very many. I don't like very many, but I think I'm going to flavor my water, and I'm going to show you what I ordered. It's raining cats and dogs outside right now, and so this package is soaking wet because I didn't see that it delivered. Ah! Oh my god. I'm so excited, guys. Look, I ordered the 3-pack of skinny syrups. I have been seeing these everywhere. Oh my gosh, I just dropped one. Okay, so I ordered 3 syrups. The first one I ordered was the mermaid syrup. This is the one that I think has been the most popular. And then I ordered the unicorn dreams syrup and then the cotton candy. I think I'm gonna put in the strawberry starfruit package, and I'm also gonna do the pineapple passion fruit, which both of these are in the tropical Skittles pack. That's my favorite pack. I haven't found another pack that is better than those personally, so I'm gonna put both of those in my water. I'm gonna stir that up, and then I think the one I'm gonna try today is the mermaid one, just because this is the one that I've been hearing the most good things about and the most used, so I think I'm gonna try this one. Ah! I thought I had it open. Okay, so I got it open. I'm gonna just pour just a little bit to give it a try. Moment of truth right here, my friends. Let's give it a try. Okay, that's really good. I really was not expecting it to be like tropical flavor. Tropical citrus. It's good. It's really, really good. I think the one I'm most excited about though is the cotton candy one, because cotton candy, anything, I absolutely adore. Thank you for coming to my edition of Water Talk. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's go ahead and finish Never Lie. Hello. I've officially finished Never Lie by Frida McFadden. And, okay, in my mind, I thought I knew it. I thought I knew what was going on. I had it all figured out. Turns out, I knew nothing. I had figured out nothing. And the ending did completely shock me, and the twist completely shocked me, and I had no idea up until the very end who did it, what was going on. It was good. It was good. But I will say the entire time I was reading that I was kind of comparing it to The Fury, because I was like, this is good, but is it as good as The Fury? So I feel like that's not fair. Not fair, but I ended up giving it a 4-star. Because again, did it hold up to The Fury? But it was good. It was good. It was basically about this newlywed couple that had bought this house, and basically some weird stuff starts happening and secrets come out. And that's all I'm going to tell you. That's quite literally it. If you've ever read by Frida McFadden before, then you know that she's not afraid to go there. But as I told you before, my in-laws are taking me out for my birthday, and I think we're going to like this steakhouse hibachi place where they make the food in front of you. So hopefully I can get a few clips of that. And yeah, I'm going to go get ready for that, and hopefully I will talk to you soon. I'm hoping to start Killer Instinct tonight, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, I'll see you when I see you. Hello, long time no see. It is now Sunday night, and I've officially gotten to page 200 of Killer Instinct. I don't know, guys, it's just so fun, like revisiting characters and revisiting worlds that you love. It's just so fun to dive into the second book, and I also am really glad that I ended up picking up this almost immediately after I got done with the first one. I don't think I've forgotten anything, and I remember the characters and everything. And yeah, it's just so much more enjoyable. So obviously I can't tell you a lot about this one. Otherwise I will spoil the first one for you. But I will tell you that this series is following a teenage girl who has the ability to be able to read people and understand why they do what they do. And so the FBI kind of gets a hold of that, and they make her, well, they offer her to join this program of teens that crack these cold cases. So basically in the first book, there was a case that she was put on that was specific, and that one got solved, and it kind of changed everything, and you got to know a little bit more about each character. And in this one, we dive a little bit into another specific character. One thing I've learned about myself is that I am a huge fan of sprinkled in YA romance. Exhibit A, the Shatter Me series. That is not a romance at all, but the romance makes the entire book. This, same thing. Okay, this is not at all a romance, but the romance. And Jennifer Lynn Barnes does love triangles, which is not usually my cup of tea. But oh my gosh, this love triangle, there is one right answer. Who I want her to be with, there's one right answer. And I will not settle until these two are together. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you who, but if you've read this series, feel free to message me and tell me who you liked better. Don't tell me who she ends up with, because if it's not this person, I'm going to absolutely sob. But my favorite thing about it, though, is like YA romances tend to be a little bit more innocent and just completely sweet, right? And there was a part in this book, he had been punching a punching bag, and she was cleaning his wound on his hand. Stuff like that, guys. Stuff like that. Stuff like that is what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I'm on page 200. I would like to get this book finished tonight. It's 11 o'clock, and I don't see that happening. But it's snowing here, and I really want to pick up a snowy book tomorrow because I'm going to be here all day. I really would like to get this one finished. At least get to page 300 tonight. We'll see what happens. I'll see you at some point. I am in full hibernation mode. I am not going to move for days. It is snowing. We've got 3.5 inches so far, and I'm loving every minute of it. But I did want to tell you that I finished Killer Instinct just a few minutes ago, actually, and I loved it. I loved it. Another 5 stars yet again for this series. I really do believe that this series is going to be a 5-star for me total. I just think that it's too good. It's too good, and there's really nothing that it can do to not be a 5-star. I will say the best that I can describe this series to you is a YA Criminal Minds. That's it. And if that sounds appealing to you in the slightest, I would definitely give it a try, because it is definitely addicting. Just like how you could sit and binge Criminal Minds for hours, I could sit and binge this whole series. I will say that the romance and the love triangle again had me by the throat, because I can't tell you anything. I can't tell you anything, but just know it's one of my favorite parts in here. Okay, friends, that's where we're going to end this vlog. Thank you so much for joining me this week on my week of reading, and I hope wherever you are staying warm and healthy and safe. I will see you in my next video, my friends. Bye!